Welcome to Magic Wizardry, folks, and we're kicking out live here, coming to you from Glastonbury. And yeah, we're going to have an interesting focus this evening. I'm very excited about it. I can see we've got a few viewers already, and if you could say hello and let me know what part of the world you're from, and we're going to get right into our program very shortly. And we've got a few viewers. I'll tell you what, while we're allowing people to arrive, I'm going to experiment this week. And hello, Jeff in Washington. Hello, Michelle, cool from Cornwall. Great to have you on the show. And we also got, hi, Bruce. Hey, Bruce from Brooklyn. And Mola Magic. Yeah, we had a great interview with Bruce going back a couple of weeks ago, and that's out there and live, and you can visit that as well. And I'm going to experiment with a few things this show, and I've also got my trusty mug. Those who've seen my previous lives will know the story behind this mug. I won't go into it right now. It's a lovely cup of tea. So welcome. Put up a chair. We're just about to kick off. Some good news, and so since I've been doing these lives in the last 4 weeks, we've grown our platform from just under 400 subscribers, and now we're hitting just short of 600. So in my mind, in the last 4 weeks, that's positive growth. I'd like to see some more. So at the end of this, if you do subscribe to the channel, do hit the like button, and do follow what we're doing, and potentially even visit our Patreon. We've got the Patreon project, and we've got interesting subjects, and a book project that's taking place there called The Street Performer's Grimoire. So really are looking for people to get behind what we're doing and support the work that we're doing. And so yeah, really thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm really excited about that as well. So it's really good to see that positive growth. Tom, hi Tom, and welcome. Carmarthen, Wales. Oh, you're in Carmarthen, Wales this week. Got you, Tom. That's yeah. So it's a lovely part of the world. That is lovely. Yes, and I wonder what you're doing there. Oh, very important. It's slightly hot, yeah. I'll be giving this away at the end of the show, just like Elvis used to. Nobody ever takes it. All right then, folks. I was gonna share an intro video. I think I might still do it. And this is gonna partly experimenting with the rig I got here, because see if this works out fine. So I've got a few videos I want to share with you tonight, and tonight's focus is going to be on magic, on lifestyle, and yeah, and the art of something. And that I should be back on now. Oh, okay. Had to stay. You'll still see me, folks. I'm the little person right in the corner. That's better, I think. Yes. All right, I don't know how that came across, and that I don't normally do the video promo right at the beginning. I'm literally thought that was a good idea because I got a couple of clips I want to share with you this evening, and I'm hoping it'll go smoothly as I'm hoping that did. So, can you give me a thumbs up if you managed to that you were able to watch that, hear that, and did that actually work? So in your own time. But tonight we're going to be doing something very different, I guess. It's focused on the art, craft, and lifestyle. And so, are you still with me, folks? Lady V. Okay, folks, are we good? Are we good? We're down to 4 viewers. We were doing so well just then, weren't we? We were rolling along, and then okay. We're just going to sort out this tech hitch because there's no point in rolling until we got this really locked in. And okay, you're back. Good, good, good. Okay, again, freezing a lot right here from Bruce. You're back from feed is coming back in and out and freezing out a lot. Okay, folks.
You're gonna have to go on farm.
I am on farm.
Okay.
I've switched to farm.
Because it's
right. Okay. I got a great show for you folks, and if this is lagging as it is, I don't. Okay.
hearing you now.
Okay, so we've got this technical hitch. Apparently, it happens to people. Jeff, does this happen to people? Does this happen to you, Jeff? Or do you just always sorted? Are you on the cutting edge of technology?
You're working on now.
Okay, Shell, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So that's a bit telling, but well, I'm going to have to take a risk again in a very short while. Okay. I'm just going to send myself and just come through. Here's something you either appreciate or you won't. And this is that as performers, as entertainers, as magicians, it is one of the things that is a very dual experience, a dual reality. Two different experiences occur when you're performing your show on stage. And that is a completely different experience in regards to what your audiences experience to yourself, i.e. what they're experiencing is that time they have with you there and then, and is very different in regards to myself. And let me explain. They're enjoying the moment, they're enjoying the experience, they're enjoying the form of entertainment that they're experiencing. It might last for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, or some of my street shows last for 30 minutes, thereabouts. And it's a different experience. For me, the show continues long after that set is finished. And in fact, it's a lifestyle. It's something that goes on all the time. There's a process of creativity that's taken place. So it's literally a full-time experience. The magic and is literally performing very much becomes a lifestyle. That is the case for me and for a lot of performers I know. And this is it's a different experience in that sense. And as a magician, a performer, storytellers, be it musicians, poets, you name it, that's very much it's a craft that continues. So in one show. The preparation, for example, that's gone into what we have here today is it's a full-on process. So what you're seeing here, even the warts and all right now, is just the tip of the iceberg, if you like. Yeah. So thank you, Bruce. I'm just taking that in, and I appreciate that. And but yes, we've got and so our craft is very much there to create shifts in people's lives, and this is an incredible responsibility in some ways. And what do I mean by shifts? Well, people haven't come along to see something normal, have they? They've come to experience something different. Normal is boring in one sense, and are looking to step out their own reality and step into another experience. And that's the vehicle we're creating. So we're creating marvels, we're creating a form of and experiences for people. Now I've got something here I'm going to share, but it's I'm going to use a trusty pack of tarot. So I'm going to use my trusty pack of tarot to illustrate a couple of points, and it does go into it rather deep. And so I've got these tarots, and I've got a pile of them that I'm specifically going to look into, and they're very much visiting archetypes, or if you like, the characters that we create. But literally, when I was a performer, when I first started off, like many of us, as entertainers, performers, when I first started off, I very much was, as I am still today, but really full on, passionate about my practice, passionate about my art, and passionate about my practice. And this very much was a huge part of my life. So I could quite easily focus 14, 15, 16 hours of my day around my craft and my art, and that would be publicity, making things happen. And it was very much the if you like, the conveyor belt was moving fast, and I was running on that conveyor belt. I was always literally on the cutting edge. I wanted to be on the front of what I was doing and pioneering. And more so when I got into teaching or when I got into coaching, it escalated. And of course, it's networking and there's all these things. And in that sense, when I first started off, it relates very much, I believe, to 4 archetypes I'm going to share with you with the tarot. And the first one is this guy right here, the Fool. And this card it's a beautiful card, and it illustrates us. The Fool is one card in a pack of 78, the tarot. It also is part of the higher arcana, which is only 22 of them. But this is the one card only in the whole pack of the tarot, which if you see right there, right at the top, it doesn't have a number. 0. The first card, number 1, you're going to meet in a very short while. But this card is the card, in that sense, this card literally travels, well, some practitioners would say, literally travels through the pack of tarot. It can literally visit the other tarot cards, and it represents you and me on our journey. And it represents new beginnings, new starts, stepping through new doorways, new pursuits, new careers, new passions, new love. And it's that joyous approach to life where living on the edge, taking life taking the bull by the horns, if you like, and literally going for life and being passionate about our practice, whatever that practice is. And in my case, it's storytelling, it's magic, it's also craft work. By that I mean bushcraft work and living in the outdoors. And it incorporates this whole lifestyle, and it's something that I've developed since I was a young lad and started traveling just like this here Fool. But it's also a point where this guy doesn't know when to stop. He doesn't know when to slow down. He doesn't know when to take time out. He's always on the edge. He's always pursuing. He's always passionate and always pushing through, or pushing through, achieving a target, targets and what have you. So he's very driven and motivated. There's nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with this. And for some of us, we remain in this place for the duration of our career, the duration of our lives. We remain. So there's no fixed point, but there's a graduation, if you like. Firstly, work. The next card, and so we're going to visit the first 4 tarot cards. The Fool is going to visit them. The next card is number 1, and this is the Magician, and this is a very interesting character as well. And you can see him. He's got his 2 fingers in the air, 2 fingers pointing to the ground, and it's very much that which is above, some motive be below. But this card is all about mastery, and this is the card. Well, this is when the Fool is stepping up his game and is literally beginning to master his craft, beginning to learn the tricks of the trade, and literally beginning to practice more and pacing oneself. And this is all to do with mastery. Mastery, in that sense, is argued you need 10,000 hours to master an effect, or to master a piece of poetry, or to master some music. So I got a fair few hours to do on YouTube yet before I master it. But but there we go. This is also, this is the card of mastery. So it's also the card of the magician. It's a ceremonial magician as well as the performing magician. It's a ritual magician. You can see this. He has all his esoteric tools, but yet they're symbolic of the similar tools that a street magician would use today. So you have the table, and on the table you have the magic wand, you have a chalice, you have coins, or else known as the pentagram, and you have a sword, and these are elements of air, fire, water, and earth. So he crosses over into different scenarios. Coming back to the trickster, or they remain in this place, performing, entertaining, very much red coat entertainer, if you like. So you have these progressions. The next card, like I say, these are the first 4 tarot cards. This is a beautiful card. This is the High Priestess. And so, the High Priestess. And then you have this is much more in regards related to call it balance, taking time out, pacing, male and female energy. So again, that sense of balance and stepping out and slowing your pace down and getting that sense of balance. So this is where magic, if you like, gets a sense of deeper meaning, where so we begin to lean more heavily on our intuition. And we're also able to question our intuition. We don't just assume we're right, but we're able to question our own selves. Holding ourselves accountable is a form of balance right there. So right there, you have this that card of intuition, and it's and being able to speak and being able to know yourself, and you're beginning to getting longer in your tooth in regards to your practice. So the tricks are no longer just tricks, but the metaphors of a spirituality and a deeper sense of your own life, perhaps being able to speak into other people's lives or share magical moments with people. So your magic now becomes and develops a greater, deeper depth to it. So this is a beautiful card again. And again, the Fool continues on their journey. So he's met the Magician, he's met the High Priestess, And now the fourth card, this is the card, the Empress. The Empress, the fourth card right there. And the beautiful thing about the Empress is that it is a beautiful is that she's symbolic of abundance, stepping into the fullness of harvest. So all the work that we've been doing, all that which, so in that sense, it's bringing everything about to and it comes into a sense of balance. And this is where mentoring and caring and being and fostering and working with others, if you like, handing the wand on to the next to the next generation, handing what we've learned onto others. So we've got this practice that becomes flowing and it continues. So we begin to share it. So these are loose cards in that sense. I confused myself because actually this is actually number 1, the Magician, number 2, the High Priestess, and number 3, the Tempress. Sorry, the Empress. And of course, reminding us that the Fool has no number on it at all. It's 0, even though I count it as number 1. It's actually 0. We're going to go a little bit deeper with this. Before I'm going to open it up to a couple of questions. And bear in mind, I've got a couple of other videos. Hopefully they'll go well, smoother than my first video. And so the next one is more of a reflection of what is understanding the cards themselves. So when we look at the Fool, the parallel card that you can draw alongside is the world. Now this is very much so the Fool, in that sense, the whole world is his oyster, or their oyster, and they literally are approaching life with that open-minded sense of literally stepping into the fullness of the dreams, the goals, their ambitions, and opportunities. This is the if you like the mindset of the Fool, of literally stepping into the wonders of life. It's a very juvenile card, but it's also a beautiful card, and I believe it's something we should hold our foot into at all times. The Magician, he's a little bit more controversial, and in that sense, and on that front, because the Magician, they have lots of different fronts to them. There's lots of different sides to the Magician, and so I'm going to turn literally 4 cards so we can understand this character a bit more. And of course, it's you get female magicians, you get male magicians, you get you get all are welcome magicians. And so the first, hopefully they'll come out in the right order. Yes, it is the Tempress. The Tempress and the Magician. The Temperance is all about balance. It's all about bringing about balance. And this is one side of the Magician. It's the mastery of our tools, of our practice. It's the mastery of what we're about. Yeah, this is a. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I agree with you. It's better to be wise and unhappy, or a giddy fool. I guess a dizzy fool rather than, yeah. Okay, and here's another card, and it is the Hermit. The Hermit is a card which, in that sense, represents of self-mastery, retreating, and again looking for that. It's better to be wise and unhappy. In that sense, that very much could be the Hermit. The Hermit is taking time out. I am drawing stereotypes right here, but here's another card which, in that sense, it really does reflect the Magician, and it's real. It's one of those controversial cards. There he is, and that comes up in the tarot. And there's, some people are very afraid of this card, and it's the devil. And why is the devil an important one here? Is it's what it symbolizes here is the addiction to power. And here's where, so the addiction, so the devil in that sense is often symbolic in the tarot in regards to what you call of the shadows in one's life. And this is where the magician begins to really deepen and sharpen his own practice, and that's when he's working on themselves. This is where tricks of the trade become deeper metaphors. This is where magic in itself becomes a lot deeper, and that is when we're beginning to work on ourselves, develop our character, and go deeper with ourselves. So in that sense, what you have is a stereotype image of the devil, and so in that sense, and you have two lovers right at the front, right there, who are in chains. Here's the amazing thing when you have a closer look at these chains. Well, being an escapologist, an escape artist, that was one of the things I did for 10 years at the beginning of my career. It's not rocket science. When I have a closer look at these chains, I can see how loose they are upon the people right there. And the beautiful thing is, it wouldn't be difficult to remove those chains. So this is one of those cards about transformation, about change, about working deeper on ourselves. And this is a very important part of the magician's practice. Or, as I keep on reminding you, you can continue playing this guy and just stay here in your practice, wherever rocks your boat. And the last, which I believe, again, each one of these are really important, is this card, Justice. Justice, not so much revenge, but a sense of balance, which is depicted inside the scales that on that side. Yeah, you've got the scales right there. You've got these scales, and you've got the card of justice. And this is one of those things that as performers, as entertainers, we can bring about through our practices, be it through our poetry, be it through our storytelling, whatever your practice is or whatever your path is. It becomes our responsibility to share that transformational story or not, to be the positive of what we want to see in this world or not, and bring about sweet change, bring about positive change. So that, in that sense, that's the only card that I'm using 4 cards, because to really reflect this character right there, because they're very, very broad in that sense. And being in the world of magic, being involved in the world of magic, I go to one convention, and there's close to 5,000 magicians that gather there, and they're from all sorts of different walks of life. And a large proportion of them are not interested in the spiritual side of magic, or magic with meaning. They're just looking for the next trick. They're just on a buzz, and they're very much there, the trickster, the performer, the entertainer, and that's where they just want to be. That's wonderful. That's great. But if you want to take your magic to the next level, there's another doorway to walk through. And the last, oh no, not last. Oh, this one. So many cards. 11 cards in total we're doing, yeah. And we're almost done on the cards, and I'll show you something else. Very, hopefully you'll go right. But we'll come back to the High Priestess. The High Priestess. The High Priestess, in that sense, is all about balance, all about magic. It's all about intuition. And now we're talking magic. We're talking about real magic, that bringing about real transformation, being able to, and in the sense of also mastery of one's life. This is when you're beginning to get that sense of balance in your own life, where you know what you like and then you know what you don't like anymore, where your yeses become firm yeses, and where you're able to say no, where you're able to draw a line, and you begin to establish yourself on this. This is the High Priestess work, and the card drawn in parallel to that is quite literally my favorite card, one of my most favorite cards in the pack of tarot, and it's this card here, the Moon. It's a beautiful card, and for me it's a very, very magical card, and right there you got the moon, but in the moon there's the reflection of the sun, of course, and literally the moon is a card of magic. And again, you can see the pillars either left and right to the frame there, and again very similar in some ways to the High Priestess, but they're parallel to each other literally because of the magic imbued in this card and in this one. And they, so in that sense, I brought them together, and bringing the full circle around now, because we've gone through the characters of these the first 4 cards in the tarot, and now we're looking brings us right round to the Empress. The Empress is reflected with the card, all of these are higher arcana cards, and that is the Star. The Star is all to do with balance with oneself, balance with our practice, balance with life, and it's taken into those accounts. And this is going to lead us directly into going slow, slowing that pace down, and mastering our own work, our practice. So this is where you get that sense of balance, and it's a sense of fullness, it's a sense of being connected with nature, it's being connected with ourselves, and it's being connected with our surroundings, and being able to take time out and begin to pace ourselves and begin to slow ourselves right down. And so that brings, thank you, Michelle, thank you. If you've got any questions around what I just shared, or any thoughts, please do share them. Keep them tight if you like, and I'll bring them up onto the screen here. And but while you've perhaps you're scribing something together or not, I'm going to draw a parallel to my good friend Jeff McBride and his practice as well, his teachings in regards to where he also visits and shares in his school, the School of Magic and Mystery in Las Vegas. He shares the 4 archetypes, which is the trickster, the sorcerer, the oracle, and the sage. And in my mind, that is very much again. So you've got the trickster, of course, would be the fool. The sorcerer, well, in that sense, would be, I can't find them now, would be the magician. The oracle, of course, is the High Priestess. And the sage is given from a life of abundance, of a life of being able to being as happy in oneself, or rather, knowing oneself, knowing one's craft. You've earned it, if you like. And this is the Empress in this reflection. And so the trickster is the beginner, the sorcerer is the magician, the oracle is knowing magic with meaning and having that deeper meaning of magic and delivery. And of course, the sage is the teacher, the oracle, the fosterer, the carer, and literally in this in the Empress right there, you can see the abundance that she's all around. There it is, and it's very. We're in the season of we're in the season of harvest right now, so it's a beautiful time of year where we have that just going on just now. So that's kind of like whether I'm using that as a tool. See, creative artists, performers, entertainers, and this is going to really bring us to what I wanted us to focus on, and is a big part of what I've shared in the past, and that is, we need to be rebels, or we need to be able to rebel against time. Time, in that sense, is the one driving force that pushes us in a direction and stamps upon our creative processing. Of course, time ticks on regardless. This is a fact, you know. So becoming a time lord or working with time, I've taught on this for many years, and you know, but time in that sense will tick on regardless. But in the very same breath, as a performer, time, pausing, slowing down is imperative. All right. I've got something here from Jeff, right? Do you have your favorite fellow performer that when you see you are performing at the same event, you're always glad to see? I've got loads of performers like that. I've got great question, Jeff. But one of my great loves is going to festivals in particular, where and we go to street performing festivals. And a lot of people don't realize this, but it's a great, you know, there are festivals in the world that are geared specifically for street theatre and street performers and busking. And you get a lot of them in Germany. You get a lot of them in mainland Europe. You have them in Canada as well. Canada. I'm not too sure so much about the States, but it literally is a funded event, and we are passing the hat at that, and it's just always a blast to have performers coming together, and when you're on that circuit, of course, you get to see them quite regularly, where you rock up at another festival and there they are. But largely, I work on my own a fair bit. So I do find pitches where I'm able to work that pitch on my own, so I don't have to queue up and what have you. But there are occasions. One of the great festivals that I used to work, I don't work it so much now, but I worked it for a number of years, was the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Huge festival. Thousands, but there's like 3,500 performers. But on the streets, there's quite a number as well from all around the world, gathering, doing their stuff. Right, and so here we have. So that is I'm going to get on back onto this. Here's one of the things. I'm convinced that the mastery of our art, our craft, is the art of slowing down, learning to slow down, to go down a gear. And I've shared this with anybody who I've worked with. I know Shell, and we've got Shell, we've got Bruce, we've got Tom here tonight, and there's a number of students who have seen my work. And this is the reality: is going slow is it's gold. Learning to go slow. This is how we stand out. This is how we step out and we begin to see ourselves in our full practice. Learning to go slow. And and this is so this is where I'm going to share. Hopefully, I won't lose you, but I'm going to share another video with you of me performing. And this is a grand, big street show, and it's in Glastonbury, but it's happening on a very unusual day, and where the main street has been shut down. So it made it, so Glastonbury in that sense is not ideal for street theatre, but on this occasion, it was perfect. And yeah, it was in perfect conditions, and because the street was shut down. And this is literally the last 3 minutes of my street show. So what I'm wanting you to take note when you watch this is, number one, is watch my pace. I'm going really slow. I slow things right down. And in fact, I break away from my whole routine. I step away from the routine. So the routine is there. Mid-flow routine, you'll see me break away and begin to clown and interact with my audience. And I'm building that grand finale. And and here I am endeavoring to practice the art of going slow, slowing the pace down. A lot of street performers struggle with the ability of attracting an audience. And this is so we went quite deep with this with Bruce in the interview a couple of weeks ago, and one of the key things that he discovered was going slow, and he talked about that. Going slow is. But anyway, I'm going to show this with you, and hopefully it'll all play smoothly.
I've got a bag of broken glass at home to prove it. This is the part I made up. All the rest magicians are going, no, that's not the way to do it. Did it my way. Right, I'll do it. 3, 2, 1, I'll pull. You take his bowl, sir. No, sorry. I'll do it. 3, 2, 1, I'll pull. Are you ready? Yeah. All together or not at all? Here we go. 3, 2. No, that's not everyone. No, you fail to understand. Ladies, gents, I am leaving the house of magic. I am crossing the street. I'm entering the house of sideshow and circus. There is no safety net. If this goes wrong, it goes wrong. Lady, if you see a cloud of magic flying towards your head, it's not an illusion. Get out of the way. You'll catch. So audience, I'm going to ask you all, take your hands out your pockets, unfold your arms, put your shopping down for a moment, and with me, building up to a big crescendo, give me a slow hand clap. Are you ready? We're ready. Here we go. With me. Here we go.
Well, hopefully you're getting the idea here. This is all play, this is all clowning, and so we're rocking out here. I'm going to keep it going. Well, I'm going to add you back on stage. Got that far, you've got to see the hat.
Nobody move! Ladies and gents, here's the hat, my heart. Have a beautiful day. Really Glastonbury and enjoy the fair. Thank you so much. Thank you. Straight the hat. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So what you're seeing here is like literally 4 character types that I'm going through. I'm number 1 starting off as the fool, and they're playing the fool, and very much yeah, so I'm very much there playing the fool, and then I'm still the magician, and of course it creates a sense of deeper meaning, where people are laughing and being entertained. So there, I could lean on the word of the high priestess, or having that sense of wonder and magic, and yeah, so it is all there. And then it's the balance of slowing the whole thing down, and of course harvest time, the hat's coming off at the end, so that is the reward. That's the full circle of the show. And I got a highlight there. That's really, that I'm not using any microphone. I'm projecting my voice, and literally it's an art form in itself, where your voice is bouncing off the walls. But it is a lesson. This is where in my practice, my day-to-day practice of going slowing down, and taking charge, therefore, of my time and space, and by that, the reason that how I'm taking charge, it's not literally taking charge, wrong choice of words there. It's by resisting the pace, the regular pace that society creates, or life creates, because even though I'm outdoors, I'm on the street, people are shopping, people are on missions, people are, they need to go and pick up the kids, they're doing shopping. Some people have literally come there because on this occasion it's a festival, but nonetheless it creates a rhythm and a pace of itself, which is void to the natural order of things, nature itself. So taking charge, resisting that time, makes one bigger in your presentation and in your environment. This is why people stop and watch mime artists. And it's literally because they're doing that. They're resisting time. A good practitioner, and therefore stands out by appearing to be doing nothing, but they're doing a heck of a lot. They're rebelling against time. Yeah. Of course, after 20 years, 30 years, I mean, I've been doing this practice for way over 30 years. It's gone up to 40 years now as a practitioner of street arts, and really homing in. That's something I wish I learned so many more moons ago. But the art of slowing down was a fundamental turning point in not only in my practice, but also in my personal life. And this is now where I believe I'm stepping more into the character of the Empress. In that sense, the Empress, and that's the Empress of slowing down and having a full circle. It's knowing who I am. There would have been a time not too long ago, maybe 10 years ago, I would have been extremely self-conscious bringing my tarot cards out and talking about them and using them as a tool, because I had the fear of offending. I have good friends, and the fear of it being misunderstood. But however, those conceptions, I can't be responsible for everybody in that sense. And in fact, as I've stepped out with them, I've discovered those fears were unfounded. And in fact, I've had really good, interesting conversations. They've opened up doorways, and as opposed to doorways. So in that sense, they were unfounded. So I shall. Right. So yeah, there's a couple of. So I've missed a few of these. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Thank you for what you said there. And Jeff, thank you very much. You mentioned the Merlin Memorial. The show was yes, I really enjoyed that show. It was a sense of an element of perfection. It was a beautiful show, and this was the Merlin Day. We were celebrating a street performer who passed on, and his name was Merlin. And we had you can see this. And we got a friend of ours, a mutual friend. His name is Gabriel, and he's got a YouTube channel, and I believe I have it somewhere as well, of that video, that show of me performing that show. So perhaps I can share that with you at some point. But yeah, that was a great show. Shell, thank you, Shell, for sharing right there. We've got Shell right here. I really enjoyed learning the art of performing with Magic Wizardry and the School of Buskin, learning from you, and all really has been helpful to my journey, and yourself as an artist. Yeah, Shell, it is wonderful seeing you pushing through, and that's it, and sometimes challenges do come up, and it can be a challenge, but yet as long as we're pushing through, and we're literally, that's where we're beginning to really wrestle with that lead in our lives, and producing gold from it. And this is one of the beautiful things, because you're an amazing artist, you're an amazing performer, and and when you are performing, that it really transpires and really comes across strong and well, and you're a different discipline to me to a certain degree. You're not a magician as such, but you're a storyteller stroke poet. And and I think poetry in that sense is, if not done well, if not done well, but when it's done well, it can really draw you in deep, of course. And that's what you do. You deliver on that front, and it's wonderful to see. And it's wonderful to see that you're pressing on and moving into greater things. So that's it. So what we've seen right there is the craft right there being broken down. You've got the full, literally there, me clowning in that video, the magician, the high priestess, and the empress reflections right there. Yeah. So the last page is literally covering that video. So we're there, folks. We are there. So if you're new here, if you're watching it, if you're watching this is obviously filmed live. But if you've come on and you've come this far and you're seeing it now in recorded in real time, do subscribe to the channel. And I do have a Patreon page as well. It's just a little bit of a Patreon page, and on that Patreon page we've got a beautiful project, and it's literally the Street Performers Grimoire, and I'm writing a book, and I've been working on this book, and I've been adding chapters to it, and it's developing, and I'm adding videos, and I've got more videos I'm going to be adding and content to it, and I've just added more chapters to the Grimoire. So if you're already following, let me know if you're seeing it, because I'm not, I'm not, yeah. And like I say, do visit that. That'll be Magic Wizardry Project on Patreon. So if you go onto Patreon, and I've got a lot of free stuff on there that you can look at as well. But guys, like I say, it's growing. We've got 599 followers. I'm hoping by the end of this month we might hit 1,000. What do you reckon? If you share this video and share it around and spread the word. And the last thing I'm going to share with you, we also have Bazaar Glastonbury happening here in September. It's on the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th of September here in Glastonbury. And this is an elemental magical weekend where we step into the practice of elemental magic. So it's everything from storytelling through raising energy, working with music, and drums and chants, and divination practices, and such things as tarot We also work with the element of water, where we'll be working with water. That's to do with the emotions, healing. There's a whole weekend, and of course, it wouldn't be complete without earth as well. So it's all that grounding, vision boards, manifestation, and it's a beautiful weekend. And we cap it at 22 people. And right now, you can subscribe to that through our website on Magic Wizardry. Hey, folks, I think I'm going to honor that time, and I do apologize for the beginning. I'm not going to edit it. This is it. I think we've done well. Thank you for joining me. Great to see you all. So thank you, Shell. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Jeff. And there's so many of you there. Thank you for visiting, being here. And like I say, if you've got any questions, you're watching this now, do pop them down below and on the YouTube channel, and I will answer each one of your questions there. If you've got any questions that have been provoked as a result of tonight's filming, then do share it as well. This is us, folks, and see you next week. Next week, I'm going to be sharing a guided meditation. And so that'll be very different and a very different focus. And the week after that, we'll have a guest to be confirmed. Speak to you soon, folks. Have a beautiful week.